wagon climbed up the steps of Mount Bonnell, went to Stubbs to raise some hell. Taking your baby down Lady Bird Trail, you ain't met my Boston yet. If you haven't boot scooted at Dodge Depot or met Tammy, the best bartender you'll know, never had a margarita with Melvin at Matt's El Rancho, you ain't met my Boston yet. If you haven't stand up paddle with the you know who, watched an Austin sunset with all its hues, or been to Deep Eddy to have a few, you ain't met my Austin yet. If you haven't hit a ball at Butler Park or heard ACL music way past dark, never felt the boom from Smoky deep in your heart, you ain't met my Austin yet.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent to the great outdoors, that is.
I wish they had all those different. Maybe we can get
bird colors.
Bird colors, yeah.
I'm so excited about this new segment that we're doing. We hope that you enjoy it. We've heard a lot of people say that they love when we talk about camping, hiking, going to parks, RVing, you name it. And we thought, what is a better way to do this than to talk about something that is so important to Austin, right, Shelly? So what are we talking about?
Yeah, we're straight out of the gate. We're gonna talk about the heart and to me, the beating heart of Austin. It is the heart of it all.
Yes,
I know there's other hearts like the libraries and the schools and such, but I feel like this we all are on board for. Period.
absolutely.
And that is the Ann and Roy Butler hike and bike trail.
Yeah, so this is captures, I think, the spirit of Austin, don't you?
It does. And you know, if you've been here for a long time, you call it the Town Lake Trail.
Yeah, we definitely call the Town Lake Trail. Not to take anything away from the Butlers.
At all. Thank you, Butlers. Y'all have done an incredible job. And I think the Butlers would also call it the Town Lake Trail.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even what is the water between the trail? And for us old timers, that's called Town Lake. But now it's Lady Bird Lake. Again, not taking away from Lady Bird. We love Lady Bird.
We love Lady Bird. We're just kind of like we don't call Loop 1, we call it Mopac, you know?
We call it the one.
No, we don't.
Some people call it the one.
Not us.
Not us.
Okay, so what is Town Lake Trail, Shelly? What is that?
Well, it is now. I mean, it hasn't been for a while, but it is the trail that goes around Town Lake or Lady Bird Lake. And yeah, I mean, the brief history of it. Jody, tell us about it.
Okay, so before there was this beautiful lake, there was simply the Colorado River that flowed through Austin. But in 1940, the construction of the Tom Miller Dam helped control the flooding because there was a lot of flooding on the banks. Then in the 60s, the Longhorn Dam was created, which created a reservoir of Town Lake. It became a popular place for recreation, and it still is to this day. And so in the 70s, the lake shoreline was far from the lush green space that is known today. Boy, I remember back in the day, it was not what it is today.
It was very thin. It was like a typical trail. It was very thin. And there were parts of it that, you know, they were even smaller than they were today. When we were in elementary school, we had a 5-mile race or what have you around Town Lake. And I remember running that as a kid, and it was paved somewhat, but it was much smaller. Like it was like 3 people deep. Not
also, it was still like it was flood scarred because
it was flood scarred.
Like, and if you've ever seen a flood, all the debris and the washed up, it doesn't make for beautiful landscape. You know, it creates a lot of a lot of debris and kind of grossness, you know.
It does, and I mean, it did not look like it does today.
Yeah.
But
So
it was always a cherished gift. And you guys, we joke about this a lot on the podcast, is going north of the river, south of the river. It's a big community divide. And
yeah.
back in the 80s, there was a tug of war. They would actually have a tug of war competition between the north and the south.
Yes.
And so, but it is what brought us all together.
Absolutely.
Auditorium shores and everything. That's where Aquafest was. It's just this beautiful, beautiful gift.
Well, and we have to go back because it was Lady Bird Johnson and Mayor Roy Butler who said, hey, we're going to do the Town Lake Beautification Project. And that's when they started planting all the trees and the shrubs. And then the trail was being constructed and passed out. And volunteers really, turned it into Austin's front yard, which is what it is.
It is. And it is such a gift. And that organization it used to be called the Trail Foundation.
That's
and
right.
now it's the Trail Conservancy. And I did before we started talking about this, I went a little deep on the Conservancy, trying to see what was going on with them, what their mission is, and all of that great stuff. And I mean, that they are they are incredible.
Yes.
A lot of our friends, we've all kind of been a part of the Trail Foundation since it's started, especially your brother-in-law, Bob Wynn, was a force behind the Trail Foundation. And, we've donated, we've done park cleanups and planting trees.
Yes.
And then, it is such a cherished gift that we have, that a lot of towns don't have such a beautiful gift. And so, bravo to the Trail Town, the Trail Conservancy. We applaud you guys.
Yes.
But
there's such a vision. It's such a vision.
Such a vision. And we will be digging deep, deep, deep into the Trail Foundation because and Conservancy, because there's so much to talk about with them alone. But I went on their website yesterday to just, what's going on, what are their plans, and I just noticed that their members and their staff, their board of directors and their staff are so young.
Yes.
They're so young. And I know when Bob and his crew originally started the foundation, they had the foresight and which all the nonprofits I sit on, it's like, you guys need to move people through this. This has to be a young group of people participating in it because it's their future, it's their goals, they know what they want from it. It can't be a bunch of people sitting on the board forever and ever and ever, not seeing the future of the city. So I was so excited to see how many young people were involved in it. So you guys go through and take a look at the Trail Foundation, the Trail Conservancy's board and staff, and see those young faces. And that really motivated me. I was so excited to see that.
It's so exciting. It's a great, just the whole trail and Town Lake, which was named after Lady Bird in 2007 after she passed away. So all of that, like we're saying, it's Austin's front yard. It is the heart of the city. And when we said, hey, let's do this full 10-mile walk, it was you, me, Gertie, and Letty. And we were like, let's just do it. It's going to be fun. We can stop along the way, look at different things. We're not in a rush. And so we started at 7. We met under the Mopac Bridge on the Austin High side. So if you do that, you do have to pay, but the money does go to you have to pay if you're under the bridge.
No, No, you don't. Not on either side. If you park in the Austin High parking spot, you have to pay.
Well, there's a section under the bridge next to Austin High that you do have to park, and then other parts you don't have to park.
Exactly.
So just be on the lookout for the free parking. You can find free parking there, but you want to make sure if you're in an area where you have to pay, go ahead and pay, because they will ticket you.
They will. And then that peaceful little hike turned into a $75 fine.
Yeah, I don't want that.
You don't want that. And we don't want that for you.
No way. So pro tips, wear your sunscreen, wear a hat, bring some water. If you need a fan, bring a fan. Good shoes are important if you're going to do the 10-mile walk. And one of our friends got a little hangry. So you may need to bring more than one little snack.
and if you're out there at certain times, another one of our friends brought a whistle just in case.
Yeah. I mean, it's look, you're in the heart of a city, so I would say if you're gonna do this alone, go at peak hours and keep it short. I wouldn't do the 10-miler. I wouldn't do the full 10-miler if I was going it alone. I would definitely have companionship with me, just to stay on the safe side.
And we are going to make this a monthly outing for ourselves, as we're going to do the 10-mile walk at least once a month. And if you would like to join us, let us know.
Yeah. But I'm going to say something that bothers people on the trail. If you are going with a bunch of people, don't be 4 people stretched across the trail. Do 2 and 2. You got to partner up with someone.
Agree.
Yeah. It's rude to do even 3 or 4. It's too much. So I would say bring an even number of people with you. Those are pro tips. It's rude to take up the whole section of the trail.
Agree. And we will do an episode on trail etiquette.
Trail etiquette, yes.
That is it's a big thing.
Yes.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
So, Shelly, what were some things that you noticed on the trail that you love?
Well, there's so much to see. I mean, you guys, the Trail Foundation and the Austin Parks has really come together to really clean up that area. The artwork, the trail is so well established. It's easy to get on and off. It's such a gathering place. I know during COVID, there were so many of us that we saw each other like 2 or 3 times a week, and it was so great. We run into so many friends, and it's like, I love that we're still running into each other on the trail. It's such a community gathering space. Jody, think about the trail. I know we're going to talk about things that we saw on the trail, but think about how many times when you were dating, how many times did the trail was part of your date, or an outing with a friend, or how many people have gotten engaged on the trail? How many people, shared that they were pregnant on the trail? How many people, had to go on a walk after they lost a loved one or whatever? I mean, it's such a healing space, and they've built all these little outlets now. So we're like, oh, I bet people have gotten engaged there. Oh, I bet people are getting married over there. And it's just a beautiful little haven, and I'm so grateful for it. There's so many areas where it's tree covered, on both sides, and then the water and the view of downtown and the growth and the boardwalk and everything. It's just, it's a gift. It's a flipping gift.
It's beautiful. I love it very much.
You guys think when we're talking with other people, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, and we're already 13 minutes in. We have like a bookload of notes, and you're every time you're like gushing for 30 minutes on one thing. No, you're right. It is a gift to the city of Austin and the millions of people that come to be part of the trail every year, the visitors. I love it so much. And I love that you can paddle or get a kayak or, go to Barton Springs. You could go to Deep Eddy. Or go to Secret Beach. There's lots of little hidden gems to dip your feet in the water and all of that. So, so what were some of those sites that you saw that you were like, people have to go there when they're doing this 10-miler?
Well, you have to go over to Craigfield. The secret beach is not going to be a secret anymore because now there's a tunnel to Secret Beach. It's no longer a secret. But the tunnel,
Oh my gosh.
Craigfield is absolutely gorgeous. And we shot a bunch of video, and definitely be sharing that on Patreon, you guys. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's a bunch of free parking over there, FYI. But the
Well, that under the tunnel is a beautiful mosaic created by a Houston artist, Reginald C. Adams. There are 689,000 tiles that volunteers put together. It shows you the daytime and the nighttime. It's a unity bridge. It's called a unity art installation to talk about the heartbeat of East Austin. And it's gorgeous. And we ran into a guy that was walking through it during the day. He said he had walked through it at night and it's lit up. And he said, come at night because it's lit up and it's even more beautiful. It's painted. There's handprints that go on the outside of it. Those are the handprints of the volunteers that laid over 600,000, almost 700,000 tiles. So it's incredible. Please, please, let's preserve it. Take care of it. Let it stay the way that it is. Yes, I think over on the Pleasant Valley, underneath Pleasant Valley Road, it's over by Craig Fields. There's Secret Beach right over there. There's the dam. It's beautiful. It was one of the highlights of the definite of it all, for sure.
Agreed. And I always love, I love the boardwalk. It's so beautiful. I'm so glad they added the boardwalk. And I love the new change they're doing to the Congress Avenue Bridge.
Yes.
I'm very excited about. FYI, our grandfather helped build the original Congress Bridge. That's no longer with us. And now they're doing a kind of a pedestrian portion underneath the Congress Bridge, which is going to be so great with the bats.
Yes. So
you're going to get to smell that burnt bat smell even closer.
So it is the largest concentration of bats in an urban area, and it's underneath the Congress Bridge. People come from all over the world to come see it. These are the Mexican free-tail bats. Yeah, Shelly's right. You can smell them. You could definitely smell them. You could rent a boat and get underneath them and watch them fly out from under the bridge. It's quite a sight. It's really spectacular. So yeah, that Congress Bridge has seen a lot, you know.
And I will say the bat tour, the boats that do the bat tours, that is so worth it. It used to be like $10. It's probably $20 now, but it is so. The guides do a great job explaining that whole process. It's a short in and out right when the bats let up. Highly recommend it.
Oh my gosh. I also love, we're kind of all over the place. We're kind of bouncing around, but I love seeing the Stevie Ray Vaughan statue. I remember when it was put up, as you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Well, I guess we're still called the music capital of the world. Back in the day, we were definitely the music capital of the world, and Stevie Ray Vaughan was one of the musicians that was flying that flag. And when he passed, they put up this beautiful statue in memory of him, and it's still there, and it has been preserved, and it's beautiful, and it's over near Auditorium Shore. So if you are a music lover, it's a must-see on your list. I love it.
So I do love Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I love that somebody always takes the time to add flowers or kind of add a seasonal flair to his statue.
That's true.
And a lot of musicians kind of celebrate him and his view. The statue is like auditorium shores where Aquafest used to be.
Yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is like the king. And so it's so great. I love it.
I love it.
I love it so much.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And in a little corner with one of my favorite trees in the world, the cypress trees, is the Lunef Point. It's a beautiful spot. It's very quiet, very feels very scenic. It feels like you've been plucked out of a big city into like a little, kind of like if you're at our favorite watering place. Where do we go and sit?
Frio.
Because of those cypress trees. I love cypress trees.
Me
They're some of my
too.
favorites.
Me too. And so do the turtles and the ducks.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you'll see all kinds of turtles and ducks and things like that around there. So there's lots of bridges. There's lots of little alcoves that you can stand and look out. We also found this really interesting music installation called these ghost boxes. That was fascinating. I just heard a little sound. I was like, what is that? And then we're come up on this crest and there's like these 6 or so ghost boxes, which the wind plays the music. They're like these almost like guitar boxes, would you say? It's that?
Yes, and they are part of a temporary, it's called Tempo. It's Tempo on the Trail, and it is a temporary installation, and they have multiple stops. There are 6 different stops, and the ghost boxes are one of them. And we saw all of them, but the ghost boxes just kind of stopped us in our tracks.
Yeah.
And so definitely take a tour. What's great about the trail is they always have something like this going on. They have all these geocaching or treasure hunts, or you get these passports that you saw this and this and this. And so definitely check out that. And we'll link all of that in the notes. But part of this temporary Tempo on the Trail is they have all boats bloom, and these little boats that they have set up in the garden. And then under the arch, they have this art installation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sun clips, which is on the Pfluger Bridge Circle. We saw that the things that were hanging down from me.
Yes.
That's part of this Tempo. And then over at the Odom Pavilion, they have like a light installation, and then the Wing Trace. We saw that piece. That's over near the Seaham Lawn.
That's right.
For the birds. And then the Passages is another art installation. And then remember the fishing pier, the Holly fishing pier. They had that preserved the trees. Shody, do you remember the trees that were in the stone?
Yes. It was so cool.
And then the ghost harps.
Yeah, so there's a lot of art installations, and then the bridges are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful, the overlooking of the city, but feeling also like you're in a nature preserve. So it has something for everyone. Again, you can get on the waters. There's rowing dock and kayak and stand-up paddling docks if you want to get into the water. You can also go by the Hyatt and rent the donuts or a little boat or a swan. But that one's really hard to do, but some people like to do that. And you'll see a lot of wildlife around. You'll see a lot of different types of birds, ducks, blue herons, a lot of blue herons, the egrets. We have those egrets. You'll see hawks. You'll see a lot of turtles basking on the logs, which are beautiful. And then monarch butterflies whenever it's that time. So what were some historical facts that you know about the trail?
I mean, it's 10 miles. We always knew it was 10 miles. It just used to be pretty hard to get through. It was originally crushed granite. Now there's mixed concrete. In 2026 they finished the connection. And wow, I didn't know this at all. More than 5 million people use the trail annually. make it, yeah, it's one of the busiest public spaces in the area. What are some of the hidden gems, Jody?
I will say it's that 5 million people visit annually, but I never feel like it's too crowded. I always feel
No,
like there's enough space, especially since they've expanded it as much as they have to complete the 10-mile loop. I feel like people are spreading out more. And the East Austin side looks beautiful. If you have not been to the, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's even more beautiful over here. And I'm so grateful that, on the West Austin side, I see a lot of graffiti, things like that. I'm hoping that, people will start to understand like this is a shared space and let's keep it preserved. But I think the hidden gems that I think about and that there's just so much there for everyone of every age. And they've made it really accessible to people in wheelchairs. They've made it accessible of all ability levels. You can take a little piece of it. I know that the rowing center down from the baseball fields at Austin High, that they provide rowing for all ability levels.
As Texas Rowing for All at Texas Rowing Center. We're active members, and they work with veterans. They all abilities. They have a group that are visually impaired. I mean, it is impressive. And the Texas our rowing teams at the University of Texas have their own dock now, and they're always down on the water. It's so fun to watch. To watch them move across the water is impressive.
Yes. So there's something for everyone. While we were walking, we noticed there's a ton of volunteers planting new plants, keeping it clean, keeping it fresh. Shelly and I have been there when the goats have been out.
I was going to mention the goats. Yeah.
So they bring like goats out. They have little name tags on them, and they eat around the foliage so that it stays healthy and it doesn't get overgrown.
The reason why they did that is because it was drenched in poison ivy and that invasive plant. What is it? Kudzu. And it was starting to take down our trees. So they brought the goats in and ate all the kudzu and the poison ivy. And I know a couple of our friends who have picked up poison ivy on the trail are grateful that that happened. But it was so fun when the ghosts were down there. That was definitely a treat. A hidden gem that a lot of people don't know is on Pfluger Bridge. It's our walking bridge, and right near Lamar. On any given day, you will see musicians, artists. Oh my gosh, it's just as beautiful coming humanity, people skating back and forth, and a lot of the running teams. I know Gilbert Gazelles start from there, and so a lot of it's a big community gathering space, and lots of fun, like with different events. If you want to, you don't want to go to ACL, but you want to listen to the music, that's a great place to go and kind of people watch and see the heart of what's going on. You're close to the library, you're close to restaurants, and I love Pfluger Bridge. That kind of is the same thing they do with Congress Bridge.
I think they are, and if I may make, stay on the trail. There's a lot of poison ivy everywhere. That's a pro tip. Also, use the pedestrian bridges over trying to cross on the Lamar Bridge or the Congress Bridge, if possible. Once they get the pedestrian bridge for Congress, I've heard of accidents happening. That's why they built those bridges, to keep people safe. So use the pedestrian bridges over the driving bridges, because you're going to stay safer that way, for sure.
Agreed. And I did notice quite a bit of motorized bicycles on the trail this last time, and I'm concerned. I'm interested in how they're going to handle that, because that we saw two almost accidents, one with a motorized bike, and another one with a dog and a cyclist.
Oh, yes.
And growing up here, I mean, I've taken two people to the hospital from the trail, and it was animal versus bike, and or animal versus runner, and so
Well, it's because where the Auditorium Shores is, that's a dog park.
yes,
And then you have your bikes going. So, be mindful of that situation if you have a dog off leash,
Yes.
because they could get injured or the bike rider could get injured. So sitting on your phone while your dog is off leash might not be like the safest route at that point, Also, if your dog is an aggressive dog and runs after bicyclists, that might not be where you take your dog for dog park time.
agreed. And also on the trail system, just something to chew on. There's lots of splintering from the trail. And the Violet Crown hits the trail. The Shoal Creek hits the trail. Now Waterloo hits. Well, the Waterloo's always hit the trail, but now it's clear and beautiful. And quite a few off trail. And going further west, you can get down to Deep Eddy. And so look at the entire system. If you're like, there's people that ride their bikes from Southwest Austin and then do the trail and then come back down to South Austin. Now that we have the Violet Crown, I know the same thing happens with the Shoal Creek Trail. People take Shoal Creek all the way from 183, do the loop, and then head back north. I know your husband used to run that trail from Shoal Creek and come down and come back up. So there's so much splintering from the trail as well. And so that's very exciting.
It's just a great thing for everybody. It is the heart of Austin, and we hope that all of you will take time to enjoy it. Even if you don't do the 10-miler, which I recommend if you can, there is just strolling across the bridge is a beautiful way to spend your day, or finding a little nook to go sit down and paint or read a book, or getting on the water and kayaking or stand-up paddling. There's just something for everyone. So get out there. That's the important thing. Connect with the great outdoors. It's good for your soul. It's good for your body. And it's great to connect with friends that way.
Yeah.
So,
And you guys, share this with a friend. If you love this episode, share it with a friend. I do think in the notes, we will always add what's going on this trail system on Ladybird Lake and the hike and bike trail, because there's so much going on. And so that will be part of our notes.
absolutely. You guys, we love you. Get outside. It's great to be outdoors, and we hope to see you there when we are outdoors too. More to come, you guys. Texas.
We have